Today I wanted to go back to something a little bit more basic. My first experience of DCS was watching YouTube videos, and after about a year of consuming content, I decided I really wanted to have a go myself, so I took the plunge. In the next 6 months or so, I spent in single player flying the Su-25T. This is the free, low-fidelity plane that comes with DCS when you install it. And here I'm flying on the Caucasus map, which is one of the 2 maps that come with DCS 2. So this experience is something that a player can have for absolutely zero outlay, to equal dynamics at least. I am sitting here with my head tracking and HOTAS and rudder pedals. But again, when I started, that was a second-hand HOTAS with a twist grip for rudders, and I wasn't using head tracking, I just used the mouse to move the view around on the screen. So today I've jumped onto the ShadowReapers PvE server on Caucasus, and I'm taking off from Gelendzhik. And I'm heading south to attack a base that's got a couple of armoured vehicles. Su-25T is kind of a Soviet version of the A-10, although it's older than the A-10, so really the A-10 is a NATO version of the Su-25. It's a ground attack plane, it's pretty slow, it's pretty resilient, and it's an absolute bomb truck. I'm flying out today with 4 300kg laser guided rockets and 16 smaller laser guided missiles. As I get within a few miles of the target, I switch on my TV targeting and start scanning the area looking for these armoured vehicles. The technology in the Su-25 isn't quite as advanced as you'll find in the A-10, but it still does give us pretty good standoff capability. We can scan around a target zone as we approach it and just have a look for any obvious threats. I am struggling to see anything down there at the moment, and so I think I'm going to need to get a little bit closer to identify where these 4 armoured units are that I need to target. Half a mile from the target zone, and as I just see cresting the ridge there, there's some vehicles down just on the other side of the ridge next to what looks to be an early warning radar. So I'm going to bank off over the sea just in case there's anything down there like a Shilka or any AAA that could put some holes in me. As I get out to a safe distance, I'm going to turn back in and start giving those targets some rockets. Locked on 1. Laser on. Rocket away. That's 1 T-90 shacked. And the splash damage of that rocket, 300kg of it, has taken out the EWR as well. It's basically a 500-pound bomb with a rocket on the end and a laser on its nose. Turning back around again, trying to pick up the next target. I've got a nice smoke pile now to guide me into the area. And looking on the TV, I can see a unit there. Lock that up. Laser on. And rocket away. It looks like a truck, not an armoured vehicle. But yeah, it's one truck and an infantry. And again, loop around and look for these remaining targets. There's supposed to be 3 more armoured vehicles down here at this zone. Just got one locked up. That looks like a BMP or a BTR, and that's Shack. Giving the target zone a quick scan, just seeing if I can get an eyeball on these 2 remaining targets. No sign of them there. I'm getting locked up occasionally from the SAMs that are at the next target down the coast at Sochi, but I think I'm out of range here, so as long as I keep my jammer on and watch out for any warnings of missile launches, I should be fine. Just scanning the ground around the rest of the target zone. I don't see anything by the FARP. I don't see anything by those destroyed factories. And actually I ended up looping around for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then a friendly came in to attack some of the strategic targets. And while they were flying over, I spotted some tracers going up at them. It looked like it was coming from over by the headquarters building, so just as I fly over here I can see some more, and yeah, just under the trees there, looks like there's a vehicle. So looping back round, and definitely hiding under the edge of those trees, there's a vehicle. I'm going to need to come in from the north if one of my missiles is going to get in under those trees and blow up that tank. I get my TV on target. There do still seem to be some trees in the way, so I just need to manoeuvre a little bit till I've got a clear shot, and then rifle. My laser rocket just fell short, and I get hit by the AI aimbot ground targets.
Hydraulics failure. MLWS failure. ECM failure. Hydraulics failure. MLWS failure. ECM failure. Hydraulics failure. MLWS failure.
So my Su-25 is in a pretty bad way.
Hydraulic failure.
I'm starting to lose control. I've lost hydraulics, so I'm stuck in this bank turn. So I end up having to punch out. See, I've lost an engine. I do think about calling it a day there, but I really want to get these 2 last targets. So I decide to jump back in another plane and fly back down. So here I am about 15-20 minutes later, back down at the target zone. I know I'm looking for 2 more armoured vehicles, and one of them is definitely under those trees next to that headquarters building. So I get that BMP locked up again. Get into range and fire. And this time the laser guided missile finds its target. So now I just need to hunt for the other unit. Now, this is the first time I've played on this server. Now, if I had played on it before and earned myself a little bit of XP, I would be able to spend some of that XP on smoke to identify the targets. As it is, I have to fly around until something shoots at me, and then yeah, down there by the road, looks like there's a tank, and I can see some tracers coming up at me. So, target identified. I just need to loop around and get a good straight shot down that road, put another missile on that tank. Right, shacked one tank.
Good job. Golovinka is no longer held by the enemy. Protect our ground and air convoys to guarantee a successful capture.
I ponder now what to do with the rest of my weapons. I could head south down to Sochi and take on some missions down there, or I could head back to base and collect my XP.
Excellent work. Mission completed. Land at a friendly base to collect your XP reward.
Since I could have really done with some XP on this server earlier on, I think I'll run back to base, land and claim my points. Coming back into Gelendzhik. Do an overhead brake on the runway. There's two planes taking off at the moment, so I need to let them through. So yeah, DCS doesn't have to be expensive modules and massive investment. Time, certainly, but money, you can have a lot of fun, you can be very successful, you can contribute massively to operations, and have a fantastic experience flying the Su-25T.
Fuel 1500.
Of course, after you've flown this for a bit, you might get a hankering to fly something else. Something maybe a bit more modern, or a bit older, or something with whirly spinning rotors on top. But you can be part of DCS gameplay, online, and single player, perfectly successfully with what comes out the box. There's a couple of planes taxiing here. Looks like an F-15 in Russian colours. And a Su-27T. Thanks again for watching. See you in the next one.